Erev Tov, good evening. We're continuing with the 10th chapter of guarding our eyes. And this concept is as follows. The Gemara says in Masechet Makot, Ve'otzem enav mereot berah, that a person should shut their eyes from seeing wickedness, anything improper. So the Gemara explains what does that pasuk in Shayahu really mean, as follows. Rabbi Chiya baraba ze she'eno mistakel banashim b'sha'a she'omdot ala kvisa. Rabbi Chiya baraba explains that that pasuk is really talking about when a woman is doing something where she's going to uncover a part of her body, not even to say a prohibited part of her body. He's saying when the woman would go do laundry. When a woman would do laundry back in the day,
there's a special position of
the worst.
That's
not Rashi doesn't explain it. Rashi explains the issue that they do over there is they're rolling up their skirt a little bit, right? So the skirt, instead of dragging on the floor, it's rolling it up a little because they're going in the water and they're doing a little bit of the laundry. Yes, they might not, but the idea is that they're doing something which might not be as proper to be watching them to do. Uchtiv hu miromam ishkon, and it says on that individual who doesn't look when a woman's doing laundry, doesn't look when a woman is exercising, chas v'shalom. When a woman's doing something where she is either moving in a way or undressing herself in a way where it's not kavod, it's not tsanua, then a person should not look. And then they are hu miromim ishkon. He is now a person who is held up high. So what does that mean? He's held up high. So the Sefer Taharat HaKodesh, he explains something beautiful. He says that La'atid lavo, when this person goes up to Shamayim, anyone who guards their eyes is going to be amongst the greatest tzaddikim. We're talking tzaddikim who would learn, who would fulfill mitzvot to levels which we can't even imagine. And an individual who's simple and just guards their eyes, hu miromim ishkon, he's going to be put up there with the greatest tzaddikim. Now we say it so lightly, but it's something that's very, very hard to do. If anything, we've explained that that's what brings a person to get to that level. He goes further. He says a person's not going to be able to see Bet HaMikdash HaShlishi if he's poisoned his eyes not looking at something properly. You're not going to recognize it. You're not going to know it's even there. One last thing that we'll add, and this is from the Chovot HaLevavot. The Chovot HaLevavot says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. He created nature, human beings, science, in order to express and to show His DNA, Himself, His power in the world. But it's obviously hidden a little bit. He says that a person who does not guard their eyes will look for those signs, will look for Hashem's signature all over the world, and won't find it. He gives a mashal as follows. He says, one time there was a Baal Habayit. He wanted to do the greatest chesed with some blind people. He invited a group of blind people to his house, and he prepared the most lavish table. He prepared for them amazing food, drinks, everything perfect for the blind people. He did even more. He wanted to do such a chesed with them. He prepared for them specialists, eye specialists, that will help them do some type of eye exercises, stimulate their eyes in order to better their vision. So he brings them in. He tells them they have everything prepared. He brings them the professionals, the eye specialists. But the poor people, they're lazy and they're not doing the exercises the eye specialist is telling them to do. So what do? They're still walking around blind and they're tripping. They're tripping on the couches, they're tripping on the beds, they're falling on the food, on the drinks, everything perfect that the host prepared for them. They're tripping on, and they're thinking, this host is coming to make a mockery out of us. He invited us to make a joke from us, to trip us, to make us fall, to laugh at us. But only if they knew what his real intention was. The same is with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has everything out in front of us. He has His name, His signature all over the world. He wants us to be with the tzaddikim in Shemayim. He wants us to see Bet HaMikdash HaShlishi. But if we don't do the exercise, here it's the opposite, here it's abstaining. If we don't abstain from looking at what's not proper, we won't see it. It won't identify HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world amongst other things that we saw. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us the strength to overcome the temptation, the lust, the desire of looking, in order that we are able to see Him in a greater way in this world. Amen.